Hi, you guys. Just waiting for my daughter again for school pickup. I thought that I would make a quick tutorial video this time, just because I know we're getting into the holidays and so many people have the mindset that, they're just going to enjoy the holidays and, start in January. If you have weight to lose, I can't tell you how many people say they're just going to wait and they're going to start in January, which is fine, but I feel like there's nothing wrong with getting a handle and a heads up on your health and wellness journey now, even though, Christmas is next week, we have New Year's. So I thought I would make this video just to give you a really quick overview of, what intermittent fasting is and how you can actually get started. So intermittent fasting is basically when you eat in a period of time and then you don't eat in the other period of time, or you're fasting. And every one of us fasts every night. Like if you go to sleep and you don't wake up and eat in the middle of the night, then you're fasting. So when you go to bed and you sleep all night long, you wake up, you have 7 to 9 hours of a period where you weren't eating any food, obviously. So the whole point is that when you're fasting, you're letting your body rest and it's not constantly worrying about digestion. So when you wake up in the morning, if you're a breakfast person or you have a coffee or tea that has milk, cream, or sugar or anything in it, that is going to automatically cause an insulin response. And insulin is a hormone that's produced in the pancreas. And anytime that you eat, your blood sugar is going to go up. So your insulin is released to counteract that blood sugar. So if insulin is circulating in the body, then you can't access your stored body fat. So insulin is a fat storage hormone. And anytime you eat anything or anything that has a flavor profile, your insulin is being released and circulated in your blood to counteract the glucose that you just consumed, and it's not able to access the stored body fat on your body. So what I like to recommend people start with is when you wake up, you can do 12 hours. So say you wake up and you have breakfast at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then you can stop eating by 7 o'clock at night. That's 12 hours. So then from 7 at night until 7 in the morning, that's another 12 hours. And you can start with something as simple as that, where basically you can eat whatever you normally eat. You don't have to change what you're eating. You just have to condense everything that you're eating into a window of time. And if you're a super beginner, I just say start with 12-12. Take your breakfast time. Say it's 6 o'clock. You have your bacon, eggs, and toast for breakfast with a cup of coffee at 6. Just make sure you're done eating for the day by 6 p.m. Your goal is going to be to not eat past 6 p.m. and do that for a few days. And then the idea of it is you're going to want to condense that window of time that in which you're eating. So say a few days go by and instead of eating breakfast at 6 a.m., you're like, okay, well, I'm going to have breakfast at 8 a.m. So if you start eating at 8 a.m. and you still cut off by 6 p.m., that's now a 14-10. So you're fasting for 14 hours and you're eating for 8 hours or 10 hours. And then you want to ideally work your way up to an 8-hour window where you're eating at 10 o'clock in the morning and then you close by 6. Does that make sense? And the reason that we do this, again, is to reduce the amount of time that the insulin circulates in the body. A lot of people think that, oh, well, I have to reduce calories because calories, you have to be in a calorie deficit or you have to count macros. All that really matters, you can eat 500 calories a day, but if you're snacking throughout the day and that insulin is being released, you're never going to access that stored fat. So what works best is just minimizing the amount of time that your body is releasing insulin, aka eating. And then when it's not eating and is not digesting food, it has so much more time to go through like a healing process. And that's when you can recycle like old proteins, old damaged cells. Your body has time to focus on repairing and healing. And one of the things that people will notice within a week, even a few days of beginning to intermittent fast, is you'll see a reduction in inflammation. And when you lose like water weight and things like that, because your body is finally able to release that, because it's not in a constant state of trying to digest food and being in a state of insulin resistance. So just to recap, intermittent fasting it's not a diet, it's just a lifestyle and a way in which you eat. But you want to focus more rather on when you eat versus what you eat. So I would just encourage you to YouTube some of my favorite fasting resources if you want more information. I'm not a professional yet at completely explaining the process. I follow it really well, and I've had amazing success with intermittent fasting. But I want to get the information out to you guys. So I really recommend Gin Stephens as a resource. She has a YouTube page. She has a couple different books out there. I would start with her second edition of Delay Don't Deny, followed by her book Fast Feast Repeat. And then also, you can check out Jason Fung, Fung, on YouTube. He's a kidney doctor that talks all about the insulin concept. And also Graham Curry with The Fasting Highway on his Facebook page. He also is an author of a Amazon category best-selling book on intermittent fasting. So I just wanted to check in and say, you don't have to wait until January to start. You can start tomorrow and just be like, okay, I'm going to eat my breakfast, and then set a timer on your phone or use an app that's for free. I like the Zero app. Easy Fast is another app that's really good. And just start, and then just see how long you can go. And then, start with, don't worry, like try to do 8, but if you need to do 10 or 12 hours that you're eating just to get started with, there's no problem with that. Intermittent fasting is an evolving journey, and it's unique, and there's no finish line, like there's no race to the finish line. It's just about how your body's going to respond to it. So I would encourage you just give it a try, and then see how you feel. And in the next video, we're going to talk about, I'll just tell you now, like when you're not eating anything, you need to work on the clean fast. And what that is you don't want to consume anything other than black coffee, water, and green tea, or black unflavored tea. No herbal teas, nothing, no apple cinnamon tea, nothing with a flavor profile. You also don't want to consume any drinks that, even if they're low calorie or calorie free, like a diet soda or, those clean energy drinks that are sweetened with stevia. Stay away from all of that, because even though there's no calories in it, it'll still spike the insulin response because of the way that it tastes. So give it a try. Drop in the comments below if you have any questions, and I'll be really curious to see how many people just decide to give it a try. And like, no pressure, just try it out and see what you think. I'd love to hear your response. Have a great day.